Hi, Michelle here from Straw-Bearie.com, and today we are making some fun and fabulous earrings for Valentine's or for any time of the year. I've got teardrop earrings, I've got just heart earrings, sparkly earrings, so stick around.
The first thing we're going to start with is our teardrop earrings. And before we can make the earrings, we need to make a pattern. So I'm just taking a sheet of notebook paper and folding it in half. And just like you would make a heart, I think we all learned how to make a heart when we were little. And you just kind of start from the bottom, you cut a little curve, and then you come back in. You do the same thing, except you don't go back in. You just kind of make it flat up at the top. And that gives you a little bit of a teardrop shape. And then you can trim it up and make it just fit perfect the size that you want it to be, as well as the perfect teardrop shape that you would like. I actually made another one out of cardstock just so that it would be a little bit more durable, and I'm pinning it to some scrap red fabric that I have. This is just a red cotton twill. I guess that's what you call it, type of fabric. And before I pin it, I do want to fold it in half so that I can cut out two earrings at one time. You could totally just trace the pattern onto your fabric and then cut around that. That would probably actually be a little bit easier to do, but I'm just carefully going around the edges of my pattern with my scissors to cut out this teardrop shape. I have some glitter heat transfer that I just got on clearance at one of the big box craft stores a couple of years ago. I'm not even sure which one. And so I'm going to be using that. I have noticed that all the different transfers seem to have their own set of instructions, their own set of heat temperatures that you need to use with them, or transfer paper and how you're supposed to do it. So now I'm taking my pattern and I'm putting it on my glitter paper so that I can cut out the exact same size of teardrop. And in hindsight, what I really should have done is I should have heated the pieces together first and then cut it out once. But, hindsight is 2020. Now I have out my heat resistant mat and a towel, and I am going to lay down my little pieces of fabric, and then I'm going to put my glitter pieces on top of that, and following the instructions on the transfer glitter paper, I'm going to heat these up. Now, I actually made these with my little mini iron. You could use a standard household iron. I do have a heat press, which I'm going to link to in the description below, which would make this so much more simple and easy to do. This glitter paper did say to put a plain piece of paper between the iron and the glitter, so that is what I'm doing. Here's where that hindsight comes in handy. So I can see the white edge on the back of the fabric. So it would have been easier just to, heat press rectangles and then cut out the shape of the teardrop, because now I'm having to go back and trim the edges and make sure that both earrings still match each other. Now I'm going to just take a hole puncher. I'm using my Crocodile because it has a side that's kind of smaller than a regular hole puncher, and I wanted to get kind of a small hole, and I'm just putting it up at the point of that teardrop, making sure not to get it next to the edge so that it'll be able to hold the earring hardware. Now I have taken a jump ring and untwisted it, put it through the hole in the fabric, and then twisted it back together, and I will do that for both earrings. Then you take a second jump ring and you open that up and you stick it through the earring wire as well as your jump ring that goes through the teardrop, and twist that back together, and you are done. You have an earring. For my next set of earrings, I'm going to be making them out of some old jeans. I thought a denim look would be really cute. So just like before, I have my pattern and I'm cutting it out of my jeans. Next, you get your jean fabric completely wet, nice and soaked, and I'm just taking my fingernail and running it along the edges just to make it fray a little bit. And honestly, this is easier to do in the sink under the running water. That just seems to work a little bit better. But I am able to do it this way, and I go one direction, then I go back and do the other direction just to make sure that I'm getting it all nice and frayed. And then once I'm done with both of them, I will let them dry. I'm going to iron these so that they will be nice and flat and not wrinkled. Just as I did with the last set of earrings, I'm going to punch holes up in the little top area. I'm going to put a jump ring through the fabric, put another jump ring through that jump ring, and into the earring wires. I used some extra large jump rings that I could actually open with my fingers and I didn't have to use my pliers. And now I have these hearts that are flat on the back, and I'm using my E6000 glue to glue them down on the denim, and I will let that dry overnight, and then I have a pair of earrings. Since I had my jewelry making stuff out, I decided to make several more pairs of earrings for myself and also to give away to some of my friends, some of my girlfriends for Valentine's Day. And I'm just doing the same thing. I take a jump ring, I open it up, I stick it through the charm, and actually on this one, I'm just then closing that jump ring with the ear wire around it. I'd like to give a shout out to my friend Cassie, who has a mommy blog called Radioactive Elephant, because a couple of years ago she was doing a declutter, destash, and got rid of a whole bunch of jewelry making supplies, which her clutter became my tools for this video today. So thank you so much, Cassie, for all of that. And hey, I think I'll give you a pair of earrings for Valentine's Day this year.
So, which were your favorite pair of earrings? I mean, which one would you actually wear on Valentine's Day? And where would you wear them to? And if you can't go anywhere because of COVID, if you could go somewhere, where would you wear them to? Thank y'all so much for watching. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notifications bell, like this video, tell your friends. Have a super fantastic day. Toodles!